Hi, I'm Thembi.
I'm Jonathan.
And today on How to Learn, we're going to be discussing attention span. So Jonathan, I read something really interesting and it said that the adult attention span is 8.25 seconds.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Really?
Yeah, these statistics really annoy me. I mean, it's true and not true, but there's no way you can put a single figure on an attention span. You know, people can watch films for hours, box sets, binge watch, and you can lose track within 2 seconds, can't you, or 1 second?
So technically then it is sort of on par, isn't it? Like you could concentrate for 8 seconds,
Yeah,
8.25 seconds.
You can't put a number on it and say that everybody's got. So, you know, your training course has got to be 8 seconds long, otherwise you've lost people. Right. I mean, good luck, you know, as a commercial proposition. But look, I mean, here's the thing, right? It's evolution. The human brain is wired for distraction.
Right.
There's no way to get around it. And, you know, if we're going to learn anything, we have to start from that sort of reality and work forwards. Your brain is scanning, and, you know, neuroscience can pick out the individual mechanisms at work here. You're scanning the whole time for threat.
Yes.
Because that's how we, you know, survived millions of years ago. You're scanning for threat, and then you're processing the threat or the new information. You spot something different, something's changed, there's a distraction, there's a noise, there's a light, just something comes into your head, you process it, and then you decide what to do with it. And by the time you've done the scanning and the processing and the deciding, you've lost track of what anybody was saying to you or what you were watching or the whole... So, you know, that can happen in much less than 8 seconds, or maybe it happens 10 or 15 minutes into whatever you're trying to do when you start to lose concentration and the coffee's wearing off.
Right, so what I'm gathering from what you're saying reminds me of the smartphone or the phone.
Right.
When we're always scrolling.
Yeah.
That is definitely, I think that has contributed to people's attention span.
Yeah, and it's being banned in schools gradually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or quickly. Yeah. You know, you can learn a lot through your smartphone, and it's just another set of distractions, particularly if you've got all your notifications turned on and so yeah, but you don't, you know, distractions existed before smartphones. Everything can distract us because that's how we're wired.
That's how we're wired. So how do you prolong your attention then?
Activity.
Okay, expand on that, please.
You've got to keep distracting yourself onto the task by doing something, and this is why the most powerful learning is probably doing. You know, yes, you can listen and you can absorb, but frankly, if you're actually doing something, a task, having a conversation, just anything, then you continually, all the distractions are coming from the task, and so you're refocusing all the time on that task.
So in terms of doing, say you were in a lecture or you're in a meeting and you're taking notes, is that seen as doing because you're...
Yeah, I mean, don't we all try to keep ourselves awake by taking notes in lectures or meetings? Doesn't always work. Basically, if you're in a lecture, walk out and go and do something more interactive.
Go for a walk, get a glass of water.
Anything active, but, you know, dial it up. So if you notice that when people do group work, if you're in a group of 4 or 5 people, your mind might be wandering. If you're talking to one other person,
you're focused.
You're either talking or you're listening to them, and it's going to be rude if you're not listening to them. So you might be wandering internally, but you're more likely to be involved. So activity is a classic.
Activity is key. So activity is the key to maintaining attention, and 8.25 attention span is absolutely nonsense. And I can't say you've got 8 seconds, go.
Please ignore any numbers at anybody. There is no scientific way to say. And goldfish, there's often articles about goldfish. And the human attention span has now dropped below that of a goldfish. Nobody knows what a goldfish's attention span is, or how they cope in lectures. Nobody really knows what a human attention span is, except it's very, very distractible, very short. Just assume it's extremely short and design accordingly. Take loads of breaks, drink caffeine if you can. But activity is probably the most powerful.
Activity, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, and this is why we do 4-minute podcasts.
Well, what if people have only zoned in for 10 seconds?
Well, they're not. They've gone. So
we've lost them. Right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that, Jonathan.
No worries. Thanks for listening.
Bye.